Hi everyone, this is your pick a card reading for the next 90 days. So we're going to have a look and see what is coming through, what is happening, everything that I can tell you. So I just wanted to mention as well that this is a timeless reading. So from whenever you have clicked on this video, regardless of the date, it can apply to you from that date forward. So that's what I wanted to say. Also, I do have a TikTok as well. If anyone is interested, you can follow me at Moonlight Guidance. Everything's also listed down below as well. And these are the 5 piles we have for the readings. So yeah, so I have, obviously the longer readings on YouTube, but I'm also going to do some short little like snippet readings on TikTok. So I just thought I would, let you guys know of that as well. So we've got here your 5 piles. Now I would say for this reading you can choose more than one group, so that's something I definitely do want to mention is feel free to choose more than one. You've got here group 1 with the rose quartz star, group 2 with this absolutely stunning fiery red heart. I forgot the name of the stone, which really does help a lot. It might be carnelian, but yeah, it just slipped off. We've got group 3 here with this absolutely stunning blue star. We've got group 4 with the citrine, and group 5 with the star, which is the green aventurine, however you pronounce it. So those are the groups. Like I said, you can choose more than one. It's a timeless reading. You can always choose one and then come back at a later date and choose another pile. That's something you definitely can do. This is the Cat Tarot. It is also very, very beautiful. I did a review on this not very long ago, so if you were interested in this particular deck, you can check out the review that I did on it, which is on my channel. And also just wanted to mention, if you'd like to win a free reading with me, check out the description box below, since I do a giveaway every single month. If you would like to purchase a private paid reading, those are also done within 24 to 48 hours. All the information is in the description box below. And also my Etsy store, well, it is on Etsy, and there's intention manifesting items such as handmade bracelets, necklaces, anklets, pom-poms, tassels, embroidered cards which you can put under your pillow, in your wallet or your purse. Check out the review section to see how other people have seen results with them. There's also face masks, crystals, divination, charms, coins, pendulums, cloth bowls, etc. From me to you, the link is in the description box below. Everything is meditated with and saged. All right, so let's go first of all to group 1. I'm just going to push this forward so that I can put these other piles to the side. Alright, there we go. Alright, group 1. Next 90 days, let's have a look and see what is coming through for your reading. Alright, so you've got this beautiful rose quartz crystal star. Let's just put it right there. Oh, it's so nice and cooling. That's the thing I love about crystals, is they feel really cooling to the skin. No wonder they make those face tools out of crystals. Perhaps that's something that you get into. Perhaps that's something you enjoy doing, healing with crystals. It came, it was something I just mentioned, and sometimes the things that I randomly mention do resonate with a lot of you. I have recognized that throughout the readings as well when I look at the comment section. Okay, so next 90 days, your main card here, which was shuffled out, is the Page of Cups. Look at that illustration. This is the Cat Tarot. I thought I'd just mention that if anyone's interested. The Page of Cups here shows new opportunities on the horizon. So this is you very much so also enjoying the fruits of the things that you've worked hard on. The next 90 days is bringing you opportunities, but you're also relaxing, you are enjoying the moment, and you're really focusing in on the present and just being happy and content also in the present moment. That doesn't mean that you're not really focusing on things that are coming, because like I said, there are opportunities there, but it's almost like those opportunities are manifesting for you because you're focusing on the present, you're enjoying the present moment, you're not so worried about, this is going to happen or that's going to happen, or my life is like this or my life is like that. It's more so that you're just content. The Page of Cups is content, enjoying things, finding just happiness in little moments. Because even the Page of Cups in tarot, right, has this like fish in their cup, and you know, like the Rider-Waite. And I know a lot of you would probably kind of resonate, of course, with those imagery, although that imagery a lot more. But essentially, right, it's about simplicity. The page just goes into the ocean, finds a fish, and that's in their cup, and it just gives them happiness. It's all about those little things, those little moments, and that's what I see you really enjoying over the 90 days. Little moments. For example, food that you really enjoy, you're just happy about it, you feel good about it, you feel fulfilled in that regard, like, you know what, this is my favourite food, I just, you know, enjoying and savouring every single bite. Any opportunity that comes your way, just a whole lot of gratitude, a whole lot of fulfillment. And that's what I see, is I see this healing energy, right, slowly but surely. Especially if people have done you wrong in the past, you know, you're healing, you're taking care of yourself, you're putting yourself first, but also just so much gratitude. And also, when you have a lot of gratitude, the universe will put more onto your plate. So the next 90 days looks to be one of enjoying every moment. We also have this sunset here as well, right? So some of you might be sort of going out and just enjoying the sunset, watching it, looking out at it, you know, little moments here and there with family, treasuring those little moments. And yeah, that's what I see. Also, romantically as well, for those of you that are completely single, there can be someone that appears here, you know, just kind of out of the blue, like literally out of the blue. They come, they want to communicate with you, they want to talk to you, and you just go, huh? Okay. You know, it's that kind of vibe. Okay, so let's go now to your oracle cards. Right, so here we go. You've got hibernation. Your soul needs time alone for meditation and rest, which is very much so this sort of Page of Cups energy, you know, focusing on yourself, taking care of yourself, finding little joys, and also rest, right? Some of you may feel very isolated. You may feel like, oh, there's just not much happening. I mean, there is. There's opportunities there, but also those opportunities come as a result of you really putting yourself first. I have to say that. So the hibernation energy is very much so about solitude, rest, relaxation, a little bit like how the caterpillar is in the cocoon, right? And then the breakthrough happens. That's the kind of vibe I'm seeing. So take care of yourself, do things that make you feel good, do things that, you know, allow you to put yourself first. That is ultimately something that's really going to help and allow you to feel much, much better within yourself. So that's what we have there. And then you also have here spiritual growth. So you're currently experiencing a lesson required for your spiritual evolution, right? So I think part of this is also about gratitude. Like, even if things have been really hard, it's about having forgiveness. I know a lot of people get very, very defensive in regards to forgiveness. I'm not telling you that you have to forgive, but forgiveness sets you free. I'm a huge believer of that. It's not about setting the other person free, which is the common misconception, but it's more so about yourself, so that you can move on and not hold on to things that essentially hinder you in your spiritual growth and also in your growth just in life in general. Because that's one thing for sure that does hold a lot of people back, is that they just feel like, well, I didn't do anything wrong, so why should I forgive them? But essentially, you know, that's you just kind of holding on to things, and that can really hinder how you feel going forward. And of course, we don't want that, right? I would love for you to feel happy, content, fulfilled, and not at all, you know, feeling like, oh, you know, this is not working, you know, because the thing is, things will work for you rather than against you. But also, the most significant thing here with spiritual growth is that right now is the time to take that time for yourself and to enjoy those little moments and things for yourself, right? It's part of the journey, it's part of the process, is what I'm seeing here. Okay. It's interesting. I just said part of the journey and part of the process. Got number 66, and you've also got number 67. So that literally is a sign of progression. Okay, let's go to tarot. This is the Monopoly Tarot. Okay. Ooh, look at this. So I've used this deck before on my channel. There's proof of it literally on my channel if you go to the videos before this one. I've used it, I've shuffled it so many times, and it's really interesting how there's consecutive cards coming through. Same thing with this deck, right? I've used this deck before because a lot of people think that, oh, if consecutive cards come out, it means you haven't shuffled the cards properly, but that's not always the case. Cards come out how they want to come out, and I've used this deck so many times on my channel as well. So look what we have here. You've got the 7, the 8, and the 9 of Pentacles. So again, you've got this energy here that is telling you to continue in your path. Even if it feels challenging, take care of yourself, put yourself first, look after yourself. Ultimately, things are again working with you rather than against you. Number 67, you've got number 66. You've got the Page of Cups, right, which is also about continuation. It's about enjoying the moments. The 7 of Pentacles here says waiting patiently avenue, which again is this energy here of like rest and solitude, but making sure you're taking care of yourself. If you're waiting for things to happen, it's essentially about just having patience rather than actually waiting, because I feel like sometimes if you just wait for things to happen, things can be very slow. So it's more so about just being patient, but also making sure that you are still, working on things, you're taking care of yourself. See, it says watch me work avenue, and then we also have here Independence Avenue with the 9 of Pentacles. So this is really about putting yourself first and going through the process of appreciating your energy, gratitude for things that you have around you, and more will naturally come. Because where does the 9 lead to? It leads to the 10 of Pentacles, right? It leads to that satisfaction, that completion, and that progression. So the most significant and most important thing here to definitely keep in mind is the fact that there is going to be more progression. There's going to be more that does happen, progress, evolve. It's going to happen. So ultimately, the biggest message here for you is to continue, right? So I know that this is more so like what's going to happen in the 90 days, but that's what I see here, is that the biggest message here is a continuation of what you're doing right now, continuing to work hard, continuing to put yourself first. Opportunities will arise, but it's also about resting. So making sure that you are, getting enough sleep, you are resting enough. If you need a nap, that you are able to somehow take it if you can. Not everybody gets time, that's the thing, but just when you feel really, really tired at night, instead of like pushing through and doing a whole bunch of other stuff, make sure you do rest on time so that you have that energy also for the next day and the next days. And then the other thing as well that I think is really quite significant and also very important is that if you can meditate, it will help you with relaxation. It will help you in regards to stress, anxiety, frustration, sadness, the whole shebang. It can really, really help you and make you feel stronger, healthier, happier, and more fulfilled from within. So that is definitely something to also keep in mind, as well as that it really can help you. And so that's what we see here. So group number 1, this is your next 90 days. I hope that this reading really helped you and gave you lots of clarity, information, knowledge. If it resonated with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and check out the description box below. And if any of you are still watching this reading, I just realised as well, you have got a lot of green here. So meditating on your heart chakra can really boost a lot in regards to giving and receiving unconditional love. But more importantly, it's about compassion and forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of those words that's really coming through. This boosts love within yourself, love in regards to how other people perceive you and what they give to you, but also generosity. Generosity in regards to how other people are also towards you, but also how you are towards yourself. All right, so that's your reading. And let's clear away the table, and then we will go to the next reading. Okay, put that there, put that there, put that there. Okay. All right, group number 2, next 90 days. Let's have a look and see what is coming through for you. You have chosen this crystal, which we're just going to put right here. All right, and it's a heart-shaped crystal. So let's have a look and see what the next 90 days is bringing you. This is the Cat Tarot. I thought I'd just mention that. Also, this is a timeless reading as well. Okay, so we've got here the Star. Ooh, rebirth. Rebirth. That's the first word that came into my mind. Rebirth. Okay, let's see where this is all going with rebirth, because I want to pull the rest of the cards as well. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the Life Coach Oracle cards, which are a little bit hard for me because my hands are very tiny and there's over 100 cards in this particular deck. Okay, cool. Thank you very, very much. Talking to the cards. Okay, and let's just grab some of these. This is the Monopoly Tarot. I love this deck so much. Anyone else love playing Monopoly? Oh wow, okay. So the star is ruled by Aquarius, okay, so I thought I'd just mention the sign because that might resonate with some of you in your situations. What I do see here is that you have got nourishment, and it says here you're being asked to take time out for self-care. You know, the star card is also about healing. It's also about releasing. It's about letting go. It's about forgiveness. It's about believing and having faith. It's about optimism as well. And so the star here really does show a rebirth. It kind of shows in many ways that you are shedding the old skin and you're allowing the new to come through. Kind of sounds like I'm talking about exfoliation, but you know, let's do with that what we will. But essentially that's what I'm seeing, is that you're really shedding that sort of old skin that you don't really need anymore. Which I think is really quite significant here, because nourishment here, I mean, I will say as well, that's interesting that we do have the card of nourishment. I'll just say also, over the next 90 days, make sure you drink enough water. You know, nothing is worse than dry and dehydrated skin and our cells, you know, being dehydrated. It's not obviously good for us. Maybe that's a message that resonates in like an actual literal way, but in a very spiritual context, it's quite similar, right? You have to nourish yourself in order for you to function the way that is necessary. And it's very similar also physically, right? We need that nourishment, aka water, vitality, you know, good food to you know, have the energy and to also feel good. Anywho, the main thing that I really do pick up in regards to these cards, especially with nourishment, it really is a very, very important energy, which is ultimately telling you, you know, make sure you take care of yourself. If you're constantly always taking care of others, make sure you put yourself first. Make sure you take care of yourself. It's about healing from things in the past. It's about treating yourself really with the kind of, you know, respect and love that you treat other people with as well. And the star here shows you ultimately getting stronger. We do have here metamorphosis as well, which really matches the colour of the crystal that you chose as well. And it says here, like the caterpillar that emerges from the cocoon, you're about to get your wings. And I think that's pretty significant here, because the more you are taking care of you and looking after you, at one point, you know, that cocoon is going to break and you will find your wings. The thing here that I feel is that over the 90 days, you are going to discover that you have outgrown certain things in your life. Just like the butterfly eventually will outgrow the cocoon, no matter how comfortable it's in there, or no matter how dark and lonely it's in there, you have also outgrown something, and you will find out about that over the next 90 days. For some of you, it's to do with your career. For some of you, it's to do with the people that you're surrounding yourself with, aka friends. It could also be, you know, your home environment, thinking like, oh, maybe I've outgrown this particular space, place, environment, career, person, aka in terms of love. So that's what I'm seeing here. You know, the caterpillar is going to emerge out of that cocoon. Same thing goes here if you feel really isolated in the fact that perhaps people have been treating you really, really wrong, and you just feel like, oh, I just have to accept it. Well, the thing is, you don't necessarily have to accept it, but what I will say here is that ultimately you can feel frustrated because you feel like, you know, you're just always expected to just deal with things, and that's not always the case. Because, you know, what I really do feel, and what I also do see here in many, many ways, is that there is a very, very powerful energy which is tied to, you know, so at times you're feeling a little bit isolated or a little bit left out, but actually really finding the stronger version of yourself through these moments. And also, if you have felt very left out in the cold, or you have felt very annoyed, you know, over the next 90 days, you're going to think to yourself, you know what, actually, this happened for the better because I found myself. So ultimately, anything that you feel is working against you is actually working with you for you to find, the stronger version of yourself, to really uplift and progress within the kind of person that you are, where things are working with you, again, not against you. And that's what I see. The star is about things coming together. The star is about the stars aligning in such a way that is just bizarre sometimes. Like sometimes we feel like, oh, the stars align and everything's perfect because it aligns in the most perfect way. But actually, sometimes the stars align in such a way that it makes us feel crazy. It can take, it can really be like, wow, stars took things away from me in order to give me better things. And that's how the stars can also align sometimes. It's that, you may find that things sometimes don't quite go to plan. But actually, that's because the stars are actually aligning in your favour. And I've seen that happen to people multiple times, where essentially, they may have, a couple of little setbacks here and there in order for the stars to really align truly in such a way that they can't even describe, because they get 10 times more than they ever did before. It's a little bit like the caterpillar in the cocoon who turns into the butterfly. That can be seen sometimes as a setback. But actually it's not, right? There's two analogies I'll give you. The first one here is the caterpillar and the cocoon, which we do literally have here. And it's really bizarre because as I was doing the group 1 reading, I literally mentioned this analogy. So then there's that. If some of you felt really drawn to group 1 and you were like, oh, maybe I'll go with group 1, but then you went with group 2, definitely check that out, because I did mention the caterpillar and the cocoon before this card even came out in group 2, so it's crazy. But ultimately, right, just like how a caterpillar feels so isolated and feel very, very lonely, it can feel like a setback. But then it turns into a butterfly, and the butterfly, it would rather be a butterfly, right? I'm assuming. It's beautiful, it can spread its wings, it has freedom, it can fly wherever it wants to, and it has grown into something so beautiful. And so, it can seem like a setback for the caterpillar, but it's really not. The other analogy is the bow and the arrow, right? So the arrow gets pulled back, and it's like, why is the arrow going backwards if it has to go forward? So you pull the arrow back, but then it shoots further forward than it actually was when it was stationary. So these are the things that I see here, is that you're going to have maybe some setbacks that actually push you 10 times forward. There are certain situations that I've also heard of, and I'll give you some examples where, perhaps somebody's work didn't quite work out, or they got rejected for a job that they really wanted in that moment, but that's because there was something 10 times better waiting for them in the wings, like a 10 times better opportunity in regards to their work that was actually waiting for them. See it happen so often, and that's the thing that I see here, is that there are better opportunities, there are more stronger opportunities that are for sure waiting for you. So don't feel that it can't happen or it won't happen, because I'm here to tell you that it will happen. I really do believe that there are certain opportunities that are going to happen for you, but it's like the best opportunities are going to align up for you. So if you feel like you've been having setbacks, the next 90 days is about taking care of yourself, nourishing yourself, recognizing that, right now I might be that caterpillar in the cocoon, but that's okay. That's a part of my path. That's a part of my journey. The stars are aligning for me, even if I feel like that right now. Some people feel like the stars align just when good things happen. That's not always the case. Sometimes the stars are aligning even when setbacks are happening. And ultimately, we don't recognize it until the stars have properly aligned in our favors, and we, recognize it later on down the line. Okay, so, look at this. Okay, so you've got the Tower here. Okay, so Tower is Mars energy, so you may have, a couple of setbacks. I'm here to tell you that, I think it's really important. By the way, Mars is, of course, very red in color, and you have got here this red heart. So, that is a vibe right there. You have got the heart here as well. So some of you may have had setbacks in regards to love, or you may have, a couple of setbacks where perhaps this person goes hot and cold, or you just feel like, why am I not finding anyone? Like, why is things not working in my favor? But essentially it's because the stars are trying to also align for you so that the best can really happen for you. Then you have here Abundance Legacy Avenue, which is the 10 of Pentacles. So see, things are working for you. The 10 of Pentacles is literally about things aligning in the best possible way. And it just goes to show you that there's so much coming your way. Like, things are not stuck, stagnant, stationary, like completely over. So that is definitely what I do see there. And then you've also got the Magician, right? Magician is Mercury energy. Mercury is, of course, the ruler of communication. Mercury is very powerful because it rules Gemini and Virgo. But also, you have got here Aries energy and Aquarius energy. I thought I'd just mention the signs in case anyone is, really into wanting to know some signs here. But the thing here with the Magician here shows that you'll have a lot of willpower. You'll be able to stand up for yourself, and you will have the wand in your hands. Some of you may feel with certain setbacks that no, nothing's in my hands, but actually it is in your hands, because the stars are going to align in such a way in relation to your birth chart where things are serving you, even if you feel like they're not. Some things that are not good for us have to fall apart because they're just not good for us. And we may not realize it in the moment, but we will in the future. And that's the thing that I really want to tell you, is that the next 90 days here is about essentially taking care of yourself and recognizing that there is a rebirth happening for the highest good, for your greater self, and for the best outcome possible, again, in relation to your highest good. We don't always know what's for our highest good, right? Sometimes we just don't know, but essentially it's about knowing that whatever's meant for you is going to work out for you. And ultimately, your spirit guides, they want the best for you. And sometimes they can hear conversations that you can't hear. They can see things you can't see, right? So in that context, they can definitely see and do things that really feel better for you, that work better for you. So ultimately, that's the biggest thing that I definitely do see here, is that there is a rebirth that you are going through, but take care of yourself, stay strong. The next 90 days is really about just caring for yourself, looking after yourself, doing things that make you feel happy, good, strong, confident, and better within you. So ultimately, that is what we are seeing right there. So yeah, that is pretty much what we do have. Alright, so group number 2, this is your reading. I really hope that this gave you lots of clarity, information, and knowledge. If you found that it resonated with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to subscribe, do click on the little bell notification next to the subscribe button, and all the information for private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items are on Etsy, so definitely do check those out. And I also have a TikTok as well if anyone wants to follow me on there for like 60-second readings. I mean, these ones are like 60 minutes, but it's like really short ones, and then of course I have the 10-minute readings on here as well. But yeah, if you wanted to, feel free to check me out on there. It's literally just Moonlight Guidance, same name as what's on my YouTube channel, which is rather handy. I really, that's nice. Anyways, so yes, let me know, and also all the information for private paid readings, free reading giveaway, my Etsy store, everything in between is very much so on there. So yes, in the description box below, so you can check that out. Okay, so let's go now to the next group and see what's happening. Group number 3, hello. Next 90 days. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at the next 90 days. It's a timeless reading. This is the Cat Tarot. Let's get started. Okay, group number 3. I feel like sometimes my energy just rises with certain readings. It's one of those things with group 3, so it's a little vibe. Okay, so we have this beautiful crystal here, which is like a lightish blue colour. I'm going to put that right there. And I seem to have forgotten the name of this crystal. So if anyone can help me out, please do let me know. I need to label my crystals because I have so many of them that I forget the names of some of them. So I know that doesn't help, but yeah, I do apologize about that. So do let me know about that. How embarrassing is it? Anyways, so group number 3, next 90 days. So the first card we have here, and this is from the Cat Tarot deck, we've got here Temperance. Okay, so Temperance is Sagittarius ruled energy. Sagittarius ruled card as well. So what I see here is that this is about patience. Patience being the virtue. Okay, patience is a virtue. Patience is the virtue. That's interesting. Patience is also about this really warm, fuzzy energy of things coming together. So, yeah, that's what we see there. Let's have a look at the Life Coach Oracle and see what is coming through. Okay, there we go. And let's have a look. Let's see what messages we have. This light blue crystal seems very calming. That's the kind of energy that I'm receiving from it, is that it's very calming. It's about solitude, peace, harmony. That's another energy coming through. So we've got here environment, which says now is a good time to clear, clean and declutter your environment. And then we also have here as well inner child. You're currently healing old emotional wounds. So the next 90 days here is about patience towards yourself. Next 90 days is about harmony. It is about comforting yourself, looking after yourself, being there for yourself, and also baby steps. Right? Because even here, you're currently healing old emotional wounds. It's in a sense I said childhood, but it does say here inner child, right? So for some of you, this could actually be wounds from childhood where perhaps you felt unseen, unheard, just not so great, and it could be triggering to you over the next 90 days. In many ways, you also have the star crystal as well, and that really does represent such a powerful, very, very potent energy in relation to healing and taking care of yourself. Environment here as well, it just goes to show as well, decluttering is something that I see over the next 90 days. You might be decluttering your home space, your environment, products that you have, clothing that you have, food that's maybe just been sitting there for a while, or going through your cabinets, you might be just decluttering, a bunch of stuff that you have lying around, or decluttering things in your work environment, decluttering things in regards to studying, because some of you may be studying, or decluttering people. I know that sounds so bizarre to say, like decluttering people, because, people are people, but ultimately sometimes people are not always the best for us in certain moments, and it could be about kind of just saying to yourself like, okay, that person doesn't really mean very well to me, so maybe it's time to let go and to move on and to also heal, because you have got again this sort of healing energy in regards to emotional wounds. So I think in many ways there's a lot of healing, there's a lot of taking care of yourself, and also you really comforting yourself and having patience towards yourself, especially with temperance. It's a very nourishing but nurturing energy, and also temperance is an angel energy as well. So you can always pray to your angels and your spirit guides to help you, especially if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling overwhelmed, okay, because the next 90 days are very calming in many ways, but for some of you, I definitely feel like you might just appreciate that extra support to just know that you're on the right path in your life and things like that. So let's see what else is coming to you over the next 90 days. Whoa, okay. That really scared me. Okay, so we've got here, look at this, you've got the messenger of acting first and thinking later, Knight of Wands, and you've got here supporter of ambition and business success. So over the next 90 days, some of you might be setting up your own business, which is something we see here, or supporting someone who has their own business. You might be doing both from what I see here. But this is also about ambition. It's about doing things in your work life, really working very, very hard. You might be, really acting first and being quite spontaneous in regards to certain ideas you have, certain decisions that you make, things that you're setting up and things that you're doing in that regard. So I do see a lot of fiery energy. Actually, temperance is ruled by Sagittarius, so that makes a lot of sense. A lot of fiery energy, solar energy, because, yellow is also the solar plexus. Solar plexus chakra is the third chakra. And the third chakra essentially is yellow. It's solar, so it's the sun's energies, right? So you see where we're going, solar, sun, fire energy, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, that's literally Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, which is fire. Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius, so there we go. Okay, it all connects in many ways, and this is really a very spontaneous kind of, acting energy. So you're going to be acting. You're not acting as in like, action, kind of acting, but acting as in you're going to be taking action on things and making things happen, making things work. I don't see an extremely stagnant, stationary energy here. Then we have here Independence Avenue. So you're really going to be trying to boost your finances, working on yourself, and also being quite patient in regards to certain things from your emotional wounds and things that have been really perhaps you've been struggling with, but essentially I see a lot of your focus going towards work, and for those of you studying, it's going to be studying, but essentially working on your goals, your ambitions and your dreams. A lot more of your focus is going there. I find that actually that's a very common theme, especially when people are struggling in other areas of their life, say for example family life or romantic life. The focus really goes towards the things that drive them in regards to work, or education or studying. Like the focus just goes completely in that direction. I actually think it's a very healthy thing sometimes as well, because it allows you to focus on something in that regard, rather than kind of just wallowing in the things that perhaps are not going so right. Even though it's good, because we don't want to suppress our emotions, that's not healthy. But ultimately, you have that ambition, you have that drive. It just allows you to go forward and to enjoy something that you are very much so doing. You have the High Priestess. So High Priestess is ruled by Pisces. The High Priestess energy is very powerful, because the High Priestess energy is about your divine self. It's about nurturing yourself, caring for yourself, looking after yourself, putting yourself first. It's really helping you. It's not hurting you. You are doing these things for yourself that makes you feel good, Pisces energy. But it's also about your divine self and meditation and intuition. So I do see that a lot of you may be meditating here. You've got some very dominant chakras here. First of all, you've got the solar plexus chakra, which we talked about, that fiery energy. This is also about having a lot of inner peace, personal power, self-confidence, right? Because we have got here Independence Avenue as well with the Nine of Pentacles. You've also got trusting and accepting your gut feelings, which is also solar plexus energy, but it also corresponds to the High Priestess card as well. So you see a lot of corresponding that's happening here with all of the cards. Okay, you've got also the heart chakra with the green. This is really about honesty, compassion, generosity, forgiveness. Forgiveness also in regards to, nourishing and nurturing your inner child, being the mother for yourself, but also nurturing that inner child, right? So that's what we see here. We've got here Two of Wands, forward movement, gardens. This is also to do with the root chakra, which is all about physical stability, security, self-sufficiency, balance, responsibility for the self, taking responsibility and trying to move forward, even in moments that are a little bit more challenging in the grand context of things. Hermit, which is Virgo energy. So again, this is about independence. You've got the number 9 there as well. It's about independence. It's about taking care of yourself. And again, ideas, which we see here, right, with the Knight of Wands, having lots of ideas, perhaps setting up your own business, coming up with things that you want to do for yourself, and actually feeling really, really good about the direction in which things go in. So lots of ideas. You've got the Wheel of Fortune here, which shows that, fate is supporting you. Fate is supporting you over the next 90 days. If you want to set something up, if you if you have ideas and you want to share them, go for it. This is about you being in charge, and essentially, especially in regards to money, it's such a prosperous next 90 days. I can't even express it. This is a very strong money kind of vibe. And also, as you heal from within, you are also finding so much more confidence in other aspects and elements of things that you are working towards. So the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter energy, which shows that there can be a lot of money that does come towards you over the next 90 days. It's a process, it's a continuation, but it is there. And then you also have here Messenger of Impulse and Opportunity, which is the Knight of Swords. So this is really powerful, because this definitely does go to show that there are opportunities awaiting for you, and that things can progress towards you. And also the Knight of Swords is about you going towards opportunities, creating your own opportunities. Again, very impulsive, okay, which we do have with the Knight of Wands as well. Impulsive opportunities that can actually prove to be really, really wonderful. I don't see you having to plan a ton of things, but also, you're going for those opportunities and you're trying to make the most of it. Where I feel like you're being perhaps a little bit more mindful of things. Not that you're not being mindful of these things, but it's more so about healing, yourself, but also trying to, do spontaneous things, trying to, see how things go in sort of your financial aspect of things, and just being a bit more carefree in that sense, but also not to the point where it's risky and you lose things, but actually carefree in a sense where you enjoy what you're doing at the same time, if that makes sense. So that's what I see in regards to the next 90 days for you, group number 3. So if this reading resonated with you, please do let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items which are on Etsy. And of course, the other thing that I really wanted to mention as well is that I do have a TikTok. So if anyone wants to follow me on there, it's Moonlight Guidance. I thought I'd just mention it and give it a little shout out, because that platform has its like own little audience. But if anyone did want to follow me on there because you follow me on here and you like the readings, feel free to do so. Okay, so let's go now to group 4 and take away these cards. Just to hit the camera. Okay. All right, group number 4. We are going to have a look and see what the next 90 days is bringing to you. Sorry, your heart is a little bit... it's just not wanting to be straight. So we have got here this beautiful citrine heart, which is beautiful in yellow. Let's put it right there. We also have your first card. So this is from the Cat Tarot. So yeah, that's what we have here. It's such a beautiful deck. All right, so let's have a look and see what your message is, which is the 6 of Pentacles. How adorable is this illustration? Okay, so we have got here the 6 of Pentacles. I think work-wise, things are looking really great. Now, for those of you in education, things are looking really great. For those of you that are unemployed, things are also looking very good. And the reason for that is because I don't necessarily see you being unemployed. If you choose to make that conscious decision and choice of just wanting to stay unemployed, then I mean that's different. But I do see here that you can gain an opportunity which is coming through here, especially if you feel like, oh, Moonlight, I don't have a job right now. I do feel like there are opportunities here over the next 90 days. So that's just something to also keep in mind. So I do see opportunities, and I do see here collaborations. I see people getting on very well with you in regards to your work environment. And for those of you that have your own business as well, I really do see great business, because the 6 of Pentacles here is also a really strong business card of having wonderful transactions essentially as well. So 6 of Pentacles is beautiful because it's about balance, it's about giving, receiving, but also it's very much so beautiful energy here of happiness and joy. And some of you might be doing some charitable donations from what I see here. You might be also donating perhaps clothes or things that you have lying around in your sort of the comfort of your own home, that perhaps you're not using those things anymore, or they are just taking up a lot of space. So I see that some of you might be decluttering and sort of giving things away, donating them, or you might even be selling some of your items, and it seems to be doing very well. It seems to be very profitable over the next 90 days. So again, I see job offers as well. The thing is, this is going to vary for many of you, but I see a very positive outcome for so many of you. That's the thing, and it's going to be different for everyone, because like I said, some people are in education and they watch my videos. And by the way, if you are in education, the message that I want to give to you in regards to this card is that the work that you do can really be appreciated, seen, respected, and you can do very, very well, especially if you are writing an essay or you're getting graded on something. It seems to be very, very positive. If you're doing research and things like that, it can also be that you get some really strong leads and you are finding out things that are really beneficial and actually really, really great for you. I know that sounds really bizarrely vague, but you know, sometimes in regards to research and research projects and things like that, you might find out things that perhaps other people have just not found, things like that, you know, and that can be really, really, really great. It can really make you stand out. But in regards to career, I do see here a really nice work-life flow, and I also see you feeling very content also with how people are treating you in regards to your work environment. Let's go to the Life Coach Oracle deck and see what is happening. Okay, so they just like flipped over. Okay, so we've got here, and this is how we connect to tarot. Education. It says that education is an important part of your soul's development at this time. Like I said, you know, I did give some very strong education messages. Some of you might be studying, or you might be doing some self-education, which is about, you know, researching things on your own, discovering things on your own, or deciding to yourself, you know what, I wanna learn. I want to continue to learn. I want to continue to build on my knowledge. So yeah, next 90 days, I really feel like majority of you might be picking up some kind of topic that you really want to educate yourself much more on, and that's what I see here. Some of you might be going back to school or thinking about going back to school, or some of you might be in school, but I definitely see here a very strong topic in regards to education and educating yourself on certain situations as well. You might be watching loads of documentaries, doing a lot of reading, you might go to the library and pick some books up, or you may decide to read some, listen to audiobooks. Listen to audiobooks, podcasts, things like that. That's something we see there. We've also got awakening, so it says you are no longer letting people dictate and run your life for you. You're taking charge. You know, you are taking charge of what you want to do, and you are you're just not letting people, you know, rule over you. You know what we have here? We have a lot of yellow, and even your crystal here is yellow, and it's a heart. Yellow is the solar plexus, right? Yellow is the sun. So again, solar plexus is sun's energy, solar plexus chakra. We all have one. In case you didn't know, we all have a solar plexus chakra. And this chakra is yellow, right? So it's all about inner peace, personal power. Okay, personal power, self-confidence, self-worth, self-acceptance, self-esteem. You know, boosting it, and trusting and accepting your gut feelings. So here you are doing the absolute most you can for yourself, and also spreading positivity, learning, growing, and that's what, you know, sun's energy is all about. It's about growth and warmth, learning, growing, providing. What else is golden? Money is golden, you know, so it's something we see here. It's a whole combination. I think that yellow is a very powerful color. You might feel really uplifted every time you see yellow over the next 90 days. Yellow is so powerful, to the point where I think you might pay a lot of attention to yellow and also gold. Those two colors are very dominant over the next 90 days. So just keep that in mind, okay? There's a yellow, yellow, yellow. And then we have here number 38, time to lighten up. You may be taking life too seriously. So yeah, things are brightening up, things are lightening up, you know, I mean, that is the sun as well, you know, shedding some light in there, bringing some brightness into your life over the next 90 days. This is great because it can also be humor, joy, fun, excitement, doing things that you really want to do as well in terms of enjoyment. Let's see what Monopoly Tarot has for us. I love this deck so much. Okay, let's see. A couple of them did come out. We'll grab those. And a couple more have come out. Okay, so we've got here the Emperor. Nice. There's an airplane also going by. Maybe that means something here for some of you as well. Maybe there could potentially also be some kind of a journey or a little trip that you take over the next 90 days. The Emperor here is about really standing up for yourself. It's about working hard, getting things done, taking action. It's also fire energy. So, you know, we're talking about the sun. It's interesting, you know, the sun is fire energy, but so is the Emperor, because the Emperor is Aries energy. And then we have here Watch Me Work Avenue, Eight of Pentacles. See a lot of emphasis on work, a lot of emphasis on money, a lot of emphasis on getting things done, productivity and learning. We have here the Chariot. So you are really on this journey, you are moving, you are growing, you are progressing. The Chariot is also a very dominant like yellow energy as well, especially if you look at a lot of tarot cards, you'll see that one of the main colors really truly is yellow. and that is Cancerian energy. So yeah, it's about continuing, on your journey. It can also be that you take a journey because, I heard the airplane go by. And to be honest, I don't really hear airplanes very often nowadays. I think it's because of the pandemic as well. Like, I don't know why, but before, so many airplanes used to fly over. And now there's like one, if that. Maybe they changed their route. I don't know. Maybe there's not as many airplanes flying around. But I'm just saying, it's an interesting coincidence, isn't it? Although, do coincidences really arise? That's also the question. Anyway, so yeah, there can be a journey or a little trip that you do take, because the Chariot is also about that. And then you've got here the Lovers. So there can be something really powerful here in regards to love and in regards to that aspect of your life progressing here. It can also be about you just really exploring your career and really loving what you are doing in regards to your career, and actually feeling really happy, very content, very fulfilled in regards to career related events and activities. So that's something that's coming through. But the Lovers here is also quite strong, because in many ways this also does represent that you are, you're growing, you're progressing, and that really wonderful things are manifesting for you in many ways. So ultimately, it does show that someone can come through and want to be very mutual towards you, especially if you are in a kind of like a situation. Things can get a little bit more balanced, especially with the Six of Pentacles. But a lot more of your focus is towards education, work, and some kind of trip, some kind of journey. But also it could be to do with taking a trip towards someone, which is something I see. But there can also be, if you're completely single, it can be someone actually coming towards you. So that's what we have right there. Yeah, so group number 4, this is your reading. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, reading giveaway, and of course intention items, which are on Etsy. Definitely do take care, stay safe, and yes, I really hope that this helped you, and I will see you hopefully when you choose to come back to my channel, if you do. And also I do have a TikTok as well if anyone wants to follow me. It's Moonlight Guidance on TikTok, 60-second readings or less than 60-second readings. Yeah, just thought I'd mention that as well. Alright, so I'm going to take this away. We go to the last but not least reading, which is group number 5. So I'm just going to take these away. Take everything away. K. Alright, so this is your reading. Group number 5, let's have a look and see what is coming through, what messages I can give you, and everything in between. So you have chosen the green aventurine, however you would like to say it, star crystal, which is so beautiful. Look at that. Give it its little moment. And then we have here the main card. So this is from the Cat Tarot, so I thought I'd just mention that. And the message here is the sun. Hello, look at that sun. That is a happy looking sun. That looks like the sun that is outside our windows, for sure. For sure. That's what the real sun looks like. Okay, so let's have a look. I want to actually also shuffle out the Life Coach Oracle cards just to see what is coming through over the next 90 days. And this is, of course, a timeless reading from whenever you are watching this. Ooh, yes. Okay, so, when I did see this, I wanted to say it, and I really should have, but I did see an energy here of support and support system. And it's really interesting that we've got here support team. And you guys will know if you watch my videos that sometimes I say certain things and then the cards literally say a very, very similar thing. It actually happened earlier on in this reading when I did two of the other groups. I said something and the card literally said what I just said. So just want to mention that, okay. And if you watch my videos, you'll know that that is a very common reoccurrence that does happen. So, number 61, it says support team. 2 minds are better than 1, 3 minds are better than 2, and 4 minds are unstoppable. You know what we have in the Sun card? You have 2 people here. And this, I think, is really quite significant, is because it shows a support system and a support as it says here, team, right? And so it really goes to show here that there are people over the next 90 days that will really support you, be there for you, that will, allow you to be yourself, that will give you ideas, that will really, want to support you and be there for you. It can be someone romantically, but I also feel here that it can be friends. You also may make friends over the course of the next 90 days, and not just friends that like stay for 1 second and then they're gone. Like this can actually be friends that stay for a longer term situation. So that's really, really wonderful here, and it just goes to show there's loads of ideas, there's a lot of support, there's a lot of and when I talk about support, I'm talking about physical support, so they help you, when you need to do things, emotional support, so they lift you up when need be, or they're just able to really bring you a lot of balance and harmony in regards to how you feel. This can also be mental support, when you're dealing with certain things, they're there, they try and help as much as possible. And this can also be family as well, really trying to help you, but also people that can be giving you ideas. And that's something that I do see here as well, a lot of ideas and things like that. We also have here as well automatic negative thoughts. So this says you are learning to take charge of the thoughts you choose to give life to. So that is what we have there. So it's very, very true, isn't it? You're taking charge essentially about what you think and how you feel, not in a way to suppress your emotions, but to try and take charge of your own life and to not try and let certain thoughts rule over you. This can be to do with self-confidence, self-esteem, your inner peace, right? Because that's the sun's energy, solar energy, which is really about that. And it's about you trying to more so listen to your gut and your intuition and feed life into more positive thoughts, especially with the sun, things that allow things to grow, especially when you've got the green aventurine crystal, right? This is about growth, this is about joy, this is about allowing things to flourish in a way where things are giving you so much more happiness and joy and love, and that will allow more to grow essentially. We have here reconciliation. This relationship, friendship or partnership can be saved. So there could be a potential reconciliation that does happen here. It can again be with friends or family members or romantically. So do keep that in mind, especially with the sun. You do have these two people literally next to each other. And like I said here as well, is that there is a support system that's really building up for you. So it's not like people are leaving your life. People are actually coming into your life and bonds are being repaired, restored. I sound like I'm talking about hair that's damaged, but I'm talking about people. Yeah, it's going to be restored and nourished and feel silky, smooth, strong, and lengthened. Literally feel like I'm talking about hair here. Actually, do you know what? Some of you who have maybe been dealing with hair issues as well may feel that those issues are getting better. Sometimes when I say certain things, I found in readings that they do make a lot of sense to some of you, because you let me know in the comment section below and you're like, I know you were just saying that, but actually that makes a lot of sense to my situation. I've heard of that in the comment section quite often. So it can be here, that is something that's happening here as well, especially if you have been dealing with hair issues and things like that. It can be that over the next 90 days, that's actually becoming much, much better. So yeah, something to keep in mind. I wouldn't rule that out. I definitely wouldn't rule that out. Okay, so we've got that, reconciliation. Then we've got here self-love. You're learning that your capacity to love others is directly related to your ability to love yourself. So again, it's about, your thoughts as well and what you feed life and power into that is essentially going to reflect back. It's very similar with the sun, right? The sun feeds warmth, vitamins, rays into things, and it's a reflection, right, of how we grow. It's a reflection of the plants, Mother Nature, how Earth functions, because Earth would not be able to really function without the sun, right? And vice versa, and lots of other factors. There's so many factors that go into why, and how things work, but it just goes to show here that it's about self-love, nourishing yourself, which also will impact you, right? It will impact how you feel, how you see things, how you do things. Okay, so we have here Monopoly Tarot. I love this deck so much, as you can tell. Okay, so we've got quite a few cards. We've got here the Fool, which is go. Okay, so this is about just going for things, making things happen. You may feel also very spontaneous. You might take a trip over the next 90 days. Can be local, it doesn't have to be like super far away, but there's a trip here. There's a lot of spontaneous energy. This is about also you feeding life into things that you really want to do. The Fool here goes out and enjoys things that they want to do. They don't really care about what anyone else thinks. they're off, they're off and they enjoy things, but also, the Fool is considerate. I will say that the Fool's not exactly selfish, but the Fool here, does think about themselves and is someone who is, not afraid to express their ideas or to do the things that they love to do. Okay, so that's something we see there. We also have here as well, Moment of Glory Garden, 6 of Wands. So that is some kind of celebration that could be happening over the next 90 days where you feel really happy in regards to how things are progressing and which direction things are going in. You also have here Development of Trust and Manifestation. So this is the Page of Pentacles. So this here really is about what you are feeding life into is what is manifesting. All right, so that is what we see here with automatic negative thoughts and how you're able to sort of change those in a way where it's more to do with self-love and then you're feeding that back into yourself. So Page of Pentacles here is really about trusting your decisions and what you think becomes your reality as well. We have here Perseverance Gardens with the 7 of Wands. This is about really getting through those difficult moments. The 7 of Wands is sometimes about a struggle, but more than that, the 7 of Wands is about getting through obstacles, challenges and struggles and being able to actually get through them. Then we have here 6 of Cups, Nostalgia Place. So this really is about sort of thinking about things from the past and perhaps thinking about how things were and how things ended up being. But the 6 of Cups also is about victory. 6 of Cups is also about being offered. So there can be a really nice opportunity. It can also be to do with this reconciliation. Thinking about how certain bonds were in the past, but also being able to be repaired over the next 90 days, which we see with the Sun as a very positive outcome here. You've got the 7 of Cups, which is confusing illusions place. There we go. So, this card here is really about, especially with automatic negative thoughts, it's about sort of being able to control the thoughts in a way where you can take care of yourself and not frustrate yourself further. Again, it's not to do with suppressing, but it's more so about just kind of being able to have that understanding towards yourself, which I think is quite significant. So, that can be one of the things that you're really working on here in regards to what you're feeding life into, in regards to your thoughts. And then we have here Judgment. So Judgment is about transformation. Judgment is about your thoughts. Judgment is about your actions. Judgment is about what you choose to do. And ultimately, I feel that you're going to take the high road. That's literally what's happening over the 90 days. You're taking the high road and you are feeding so much positivity into your ambitions and the things that you really want to manifest. That's what we're seeing. So this is your reading, group number 5. Now, if this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are on Etsy. My TikTok is also Moonlight Guidance if anyone wants to follow me on there. And I will see you all very soon if you choose to come back to view another one of my readings. Bye everyone.